What's going on, guys, and welcome to another Doctor Who classic review. Today I'm going to be reviewing the second Doctor, Patrick Troughton story, The Faceless Ones. This is a pretty much fully animated story. There are two surviving episodes, which I believe are episodes 1 and 13. 1 and 13, 1 and 3. Yes, it is. And that's how I watched this. I watched the original episodes 1 and 3 and the black and white animation for the other. It's a six-parter, isn't it? So the other 4 parts. So yeah, I didn't really know anything about this story going in. I'd heard little bits about it, but not a lot. So yeah, kind of went into this one fairly blind. Anyway, let's have a look at the back of the DVD. This is The Faceless Ones by David Ellis and Malcolm Hulk. The Doctor and his friends Ben, Polly and Jamie arrive at Gatwick Airport. They quickly stumble upon an alien plot, centering upon the mysterious Chameleon Tours, a low-price holiday company whose young passengers have been vanishing in unexplained circumstances. With the help of Scotland Yard and the airport staff, the Doctor investigates further, but it isn't long before his own friends start disappearing too. What is happening to the passengers of Chameleon Tours? Where are the company's planes really going? Can the Doctor unravel the mystery of Chameleon Tours before it's too late? So yes, that is the back of the DVD here. They land at Gatwick Airport in London and some weird stuff starts going on. So anyway, let's get straight into it with the cast. Patrick Troughton as the second Doctor. Of course, he is really, really good in this story. Like I always say with the animations, it is difficult to 100%, talk about someone's performance, because when you don't see them actually physically there, it is a little bit difficult, but we do get to see everybody, well, the characters that we see for episodes 1 and 3, and from what I saw there, Patrick Troughton's really good, everybody's really good, really, so yeah, nothing bad to say there. Obviously, we've also got Annette Wills as Polly. She kind of has an important role in this story. It seems like she does at the start, and we'll get into that later. And then kind of we don't see her a lot for the rest of the episode, but for what she does, she's pretty good. She kind of almost plays a different character in this story, and she does a good job at that. We have Michael Craze as Ben Jackson. Same sort of thing. He goes missing quite early on, and we don't see him for quite a few episodes, and then he eventually comes back at the end. For what he does, he's fine as well. And then Fraser Hines as Jamie McCrimmon is always really, really good. I love Jamie so much. I've actually met Fraser Hines now. I don't know if I've mentioned that in a video yet, but last year I think it was, I went to a convention in Australia, South Australia, where I live, and Fraser Hines was there. I got his autograph, asked him a couple of questions. He is the second Doctor Who person I've met. The first Doctor Who person I've met from the classic series, so pretty exciting, that one. So yeah, Jamie was really good as well. He was probably the most used companion in this story, which is interesting when you consider this is the final story for Ben and Polly. So for them to not be in it a whole lot is a little bit off, but we will get into that later. Alright, so let's get into our points about this story. First of all, the TARDIS lands on a runway. So the episode starts, the TARDIS lands on a runway, there's a plane coming in, they have to run away from the plane. That is a very exciting start to the episode, the plane's coming down, they all run off. The way they all kind of scatter around is a bit strange and, go off and do their own thing, and it's a little bit disjointed at places, but it was definitely an exciting start for them to just land and instantly be running away from a plane. The Doctor and Jamie trying to report the body, but they're wanted themselves. So basically what ends up happening after the plane, they get out of the TARDIS, they all run off from this plane. Polly goes into this kind of warehousey sort of storage unit area, and then finds somebody that has just been killed by this other guy who's part of this Chameleon Tours thing. She then kind of goes missing, and then she then leaves that building, I think she leaves. The Doctor and Jamie then find, I swear they find Polly at one point, or do they not find Polly? I can't remember. It's been a couple of weeks since I watched this episode to when I'm actually recording this, so it's not really fresh in my memory now, so apologies for that. But basically the Doctor and Jamie end up finding this body, and they're trying to report it to the police, but the police are after the Doctor and Jamie and Ben and Polly as well, because they are unauthorized on the runway. So it's this thing of the Doctor wants to, try and help out with what's going on here with this murder, but at the same time, people aren't listening to him because he's also kind of in the wrong himself. Polly doesn't remember the doctor and she has a different name. I haven't written down what the name was that she used in this episode, but it was, yeah, a weird, almost Russian-y sounding name. I don't think she was actually from Russia, but and she didn't have a Russian accent, but it was a very kind of Russian, you know, Eastern European-y sounding name from what I remember. And yeah, basically she doesn't remember the doctor, she doesn't remember Jamie, she doesn't remember anything that's going on. It turns out that's because the chameleon tours have captured her and, you know, have done something to her to make her forget everything. So, and she's now kind of working for them. So yeah, that was an interesting plot point there to have, you know, to have Polly here and going, what has happened to her, what is going on. Polly has been brainwashed and is working for Chameleon Tours. That is basically what I just mentioned there. The room the doctor's in being frozen. So the doctor goes into this room to try and, you know, investigate what's going on here. And all these kind of spray things come out of the wall and start freezing the room. And the doctor ends up like he's basically frozen. So I thought that was a bit of a weird scene, but it was fairly interesting. Chameleon Tours send postcards out pretending to be their passengers. So the whole thing with this Chameleon Tours is that people go on this, it's supposed to be some, you know, some kind of Kentucky tour sort of thing, where people go on these tours to all around the world, do a tour around and then come back home. You know, it's basically just like a Kentucky tour. But people that go on these tours are never really seen from again. Like, they get their family or friends or whatever get sent a postcard of like, oh, hey, I'm here in you know, Italy, or here in France, here in Spain, having a great time. One postcard, and then they never hear from them again and don't know where they've gone. So there's something weird going on here, and it turns out that these postcards haven't been sent by the people supposedly on the tour. They're actually being sent by the company themselves. They make everyone disappear on the plane. That was a really cool moment where, you know, everybody's on the plane and all of a sudden they flick a button and everybody just vanishes. Everyone just vanishes on the plane. And it's like, what's going on here? There's something weird going on. I mean, we knew there was something weird going on, but now it's very, very weird. I've got on here Jamie reflecting the laser. Like I said, it's been a couple of weeks since I watched this episode. I can't actually remember what that was from. So this is before Jamie got on the plane. So I can't, oh no, that was, I remember. That was when the doctor, Jamie, and that woman, Samantha, got captured, and there's a laser coming towards them to like kill them on the floor, and Jamie manages to reflect it. I can't remember what with, but he manages to reflect it back and destroy the kind of gun that was making the laser. I remember that now. That was a cool moment. A romance between Jamie and Samantha. Now, I thought this was a little bit strange. You had this character Samantha, which, first of all, you know, we've got a three companion team here: Polly, Ben, and Jamie. Polly and Ben. Well, Polly's been taken by Chameleon Tours. Ben, I can't even remember where he is at this point. I think maybe at this point he's also been somewhat taken by them. He's barely seen in this story. But then you have this new character, Samantha, who is kind of now a companion as well, because we don't have two of our other companions here. So it is very crowded in that regard. So crowded that, yeah, they literally had to kind of shove off two of their companions. But Jamie and Samantha kind of get this bond together, relationship sort of thing. Mainly Samantha liking Jamie, and Jamie not really, you know, not really kind of understanding, I don't think, for quite a long time. It was nice enough, but it kind of felt a bit like, okay, Jamie got on a chameleon flight. This is where Jamie actually gets on the plane to figure out what's going on, because I believe Samantha is going to get on the plane, because Samantha's whole story is that I think it's her brother, has gone on this Chameleon Tours, gone on a Chameleon Tours flight. She hasn't heard from him. She's trying to figure out what's going on. So she gets a ticket to go on the plane, but Jamie then steals her ticket and goes himself. The planes fly up to a space station. So basically what happens is, people, from what I remember, they get given like a drink on the plane, like you would on any old plane, really. You get given a drink, and that drink has some sort of miniaturization, or because I think it ends up being people are like miniaturized, doesn't it? Yeah, that's actually the next thing I have. The passengers are miniaturized and put on the space station. So this drink, I think it's like a drink, it miniaturizes people, sends them up to this space station. But Jamie, I think, goes to the toilet when they bring out these drinks, so he doesn't drink it himself. So then everybody else gets miniaturized and sent up to the ship, but he doesn't. So that's pretty cool. These beings use humans as second bodies. So yeah, what it is, these whole chameleon tours, these are the people known as, I guess, the faceless ones. Although I don't really understand that because they do have faces. I don't really understand the title there, to be completely honest. Maybe it's just the animation, they look different. We don't really see them at all in either of the actually original episodes. It's only in the animations that we see them. But they use humans as bodies because I think they used to have human bodies, but something happened and they don't have access to them anymore. So they've come to Earth to take humans as bodies for them. And it's the sort of thing that we've seen in other episodes before. I'm trying to think of, I think it's a new series story that does a similar sort of thing. Can't think of which one it is off the top of my head, but yeah, there's definitely episodes like that have been like that before. Like, you know, a species that wants to use humans as their hosts, really, just because they want to live the life that they should live. And yeah, it's definitely an interesting concept. Doctor and the airport staff bluffing about finding the original humans. So yeah, basically what happens with these aliens and the humans is that they kind of clone the humans into themselves. So the original human is still alive, but the alien is kind of using their body as somewhat of a clone. However, if the original human is, I assume, either killed or is like, they have this, I think they have like a bracelet on or something. They have something on them. If that is taken off or deactivated, then the aliens lose that human body. And I'm not sure if they die, but they definitely don't have a good time with it, which I thought was a cool thing. And basically the doctor and the airport staff, I think at this point they haven't found the humans yet, but they are bluffing to say, we found all the humans. So if you don't surrender, you know, these people back to us, we'll take action ourselves. So that was pretty interesting. The originals are found and miniaturization restored. Yep, so basically everybody is saved and we're all good. I think one of the aliens actually, because he is like, we don't want to screw this up. If they say they found the bodies and they have found the bodies, we are screwed. So we've just got to, do what they say and live in our old bodies. And then there's like one other guy or one or two of the other aliens that are like, no, this is not, they're bluffing, it's all a lie. But the others don't want to face that, consequence if it's the wrong one. And then, two more points. The Doctor mentions his home world. He doesn't mention Gallifrey because Gallifrey doesn't get mentioned until, I believe, the Time Warrior in John Pertwee's run. But he does mention his home world in this story, so I thought that was a nice little thing to add in there. And finally, Ben and Polly leave at the end of this story. They find out that where they've landed is actually the same day that they originally left in the War Machines, the first Doctor story. It's the same day, and they decide, you know what, now is a great time that we're back here to go home. So I like that ending. I am just quite disappointed, though, that, for a last story for two companions, they're both not really in it a whole lot. I mean, Polly has a decent role, being with Chameleon Tours and that side of it. And Ben has a little bit of things to do here and there as well, but on the most part, they're pretty absent for most of the story. I just thought that was quite underwhelming for their final story. So a lot of notes on this story, a lot of things to say, but a rating out of 10? I'm only going to give it a 6.5 out of 10. It's a good story, it's decent, but it is rather slow burning. It is a bit of a slog. I wouldn't say it's really a slog to get through, but it is rather slow. It's not the most enthralling and exciting. I'm disappointed that we don't get to see more of Ben and Polly. Yeah, it's just one of those episodes where I don't have a lot of specific things to say are wrong with it. It's just not the most exciting, enjoyable story to watch, in my opinion. So yeah, a 6.5 out of 10, that's what I'm giving it at this point in time. But anyway, that's going to be it for this video, guys. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed, please go ahead, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.